Welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are going to do project number 1 of 4 in the Sweeter Than You July Paper Pumpkin Kit. I have my garden green Stampin' spot. I have my Hello Friend and Love You Lots. And we're going to do some stamping. I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper so that I can just make sure that the stamps are stamping cleanly before I stamp onto my project. So let's just move this out of the way. I've got lots of stuff going on here. All right, so I am going to just take a bit of Versamark and just ink the stamps up with Versamark first. That helps with the adhesion of the ink itself, and it helps stop any bubbling, and it also helps clean off any residual chemical from the process. So why do I, oh, there is a comma there. That's Hello Friend, not Hello Friend. Okay, so we're just going to ink this up. Got good coverage. And then I'm just going to stamp this down on our greeting here. There we go. And then I'm going to ink up the Love You Lots. Stamp it down. Yep, perfect. Okay. And then we're going to ink it down onto our greeting banner there. All right, so that is our stamping done for this card. I'll just pop those off to the side for now. Now I need to bring in my large piece here, and we're going to just looking at this to see how we adhere that. But we've got all of our little flowers here, and we're going to put a Stampin' Spot on the back of the flowers. We're going to put tear and tape on the back of here. So let's get the tear and tape going on this. Okay. And we're going to get this tear and tape started. There we go. And we're just going to put a piece on here. And it's okay if you end up just being a little bit too long for the shape. You can just roll that extra bit over onto itself, and it will disappear onto itself. That's the nice thing about the tear and tape. Okay. And like that. Okay, so that's the tear and tape done. We need to take a adhesive dot and put it on each of the flowers. I feel this being a theme. There are lots of these little white flowers in the kit, so I feel like we're going to be doing a lot of this. So put that down, and then we need dimensionals on the back of the greeting here. So Hello Friend, and they want lots of dimensionals on this. So we're just going to pop one down like that, and then one like that. Okay. And then I think we're probably going to put glue dots on this as well, but I'm just going to wait and see what happens with that. So I also need a piece of vellum, and I am taking the whole sheet of vellum. I'm sticking this down to the sheet of vellum, I think. That's what it looks like. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to fold that back on itself. Just, there we go. I'm using my piercing tool to lift up the backing of the tear and tape because I've got gel nails, and so there's sometimes their edges are a little bit, I can't actually dig into the edge. So, but if you've got scissors, you can do the same thing with scissors if you need to. So just going to roll those over. Okay, maybe we'll come in from this end on this one. Okay, and Roll that over. Okay, so we're putting this down on the piece of vellum. I'm going to put the vellum down on here so that we can see. So this is going on the vellum like this. Okay. And I'm looking to see how we affix this. Maybe we put tear and tape behind the flowers on here, because this is what it's showing us. It just doesn't show us how we attach this. So I assumed it was tear and tape, but we can also put, you can put tear and tape, you can put adhesive dots, you can, however you want to affix this to the card. So I'm just going to put some tear and tape behind the leaves so it doesn't show through. So I'm just going to pop that down like that. So we're kind of double tear and taping this. Okay. And there we go. I haven't watched any videos on how to do this, or, you know, how to build these. I like to approach these kits exactly the same way you would. When you get the kit, you're looking at the instructions. So trying to just do it from your point of view when you've got this brand new kit, you've opened it up. So I'm going to pop this down like this on the card. And then we're going to take the flowers and we're going to pop the flowers. We're going to put one up here. Okay, one over here. One over here. And okay, come on, there we go. One there like that. One in the middle. And then it looks like there's one under the Hello Friend here. So I'm just going to tuck that. Sorry, I'm just going to pick this up and look and see if it's actually, it's over the Hello Friend and under the Love You Lots. Okay, so let's take the adhesive off of here. Okay, so then this goes down on here. Like this. Okay, just down like that. And then we take this one and I feel like we're going to need to dimensionalize this one rather than adhesive dot, because this is dimensionalized. So, or maybe we're just sticking it to the edge here. So it's kind of going on like that. No, I'm going to need to dimensionalize this. So I'm just going to pop a dimensional on that. I'm going to cut this one in half before I stick it on, I think, because I think it's going to be too big. No, it's okay. So we're going to pop this down right here like that. And then we're taking this and this goes over top like this. So I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots on this. So sorry to be so slow with this one. I'm working it out as I go here. So I'll pop that down like that. Okay. And just peel the backings of these off. Okay, and the Love You Lots goes right here like this. Okay, so I feel like I need to put more adhesive dots on this, like right in the middle, so it'll stick. Okay, I apologize. I did read through the directions to start with, but I didn't realize there was actually things missing. So if I've missed something, please let me know in the comments. We're going to pop that down right like that. There we go. So that is our first project in the July 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit called Sweeter Than You. Okay, so stay tuned for project number 2.